Trying not to fuck that up. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Stream Space. I'm Pat Harry. You can find me. I don't know why I'm doing my outro on my intro. Anyways, um, welcome to the Stream Space. We promised an update, and I wanted to give you one. And you know what? This is the third time I'll have done this video because I had started this on my iPhone and it ran out of storage space. I may go get a upgraded model soon. I'm running off of an SE2, and as much as I love the phone, I'm getting kind of pissed off with some of the limitations that it has. Anyways, welcome to the Stream Space. Here's an update following our last video. In our last video, we had indicated a botch up at work in our day job, and it was on December 17th, 18th that this all happened and transpired. So we're here on January 22nd, just giving you guys a light update on what actually transpired between then. So we went into the meeting, and it turned out to be exactly what I thought it was. I ended up getting let go on the spot, this stating that they couldn't accept the liability for the mistake that I made, despite it being the only one of its kind that I ever made. So, okay, whatever. It is what it is. An employer is doing what they always do, which is covering their own ass and not taking care of their employees. It just seems to be the way of employers. I'm bitter, but I also have a reason to be. I have given my heart and soul to a few companies, and it ends up in the same place every single time. As soon as I become inconvenient, I am thrown away, and I'm getting really tired of that. So that's why we are going to be launching our own MSP here in Calgary, Alberta. We're going to be doing managed services for residential and home. So, I mean, that's fun. Basically, we provide IT services to businesses and people. And it's a membership system, so they get to pay for their membership, and when they pay for it, they get unlimited support except for projects and hardware. So it's a pretty good deal. All in, what happened, and I'll give you we'll try to give you the whole play-by-play. So obviously it was December 18th when I actually went into the meeting and got let go almost on the spot for cause. They tried to say that, they couldn't accept liability, that I led them to a fraudulent website, and that basically they actually almost made it impossible for me to get employment insurance, which is something here in Alberta that you pay into every month. And because you pay it, it means that if you lose your job, it's a way that you can access albeit stunted income until you can find something new, which can take 2 to 3 months, especially in my industry, because the interview processes tend to be a little bit longer. So what ended up happening with that is obviously they let me go on the spot. I walked in and I actually checked a few of my things when I got there, and things were locked down, so I knew kind of like right from the get-go that it was over, and I was fine. Honestly, I was more fine with it than I thought I would be. I had another video lined up for this, and I won't pretend that it didn't make that I wasn't angry, but I was angry. But you know what? I'm gonna make the best of it. So I'm going to tell you kind of update because we were in the middle of moving, Christmas, and everything. Here's an update on what all happened. So first off, we lost the job. So okay, whatever. We applied for what's called our unemployment insurance. We call it EI, even though it should be UI. But anyways, applied for that and had to wait for them to get back to me. So in the meantime, I still had to plan a move and execute it, and also pay for Christmas. So one saving grace for them, and I want to make sure, because I want to be fair, I'm giving them credit where credit is due. They did give me, I requested my final pay in the form of e-transfer, and they were able to honor that so that I could afford Christmas and lock down our place. It gave us a chance to pay our deposit, like a holding deposit on the house, which went towards our security deposit. So we were able to actually get our house. In the meantime, obviously we had to pay for Christmas and start packing. So, we dealt with our packing, and I did manage to pull off a pretty decent Christmas for everybody. Everybody got something pretty cool in my house, and a couple of my friends got some stuff too. Then obviously we had... So over the past year, the reason I've been so away from my channel is that I've been dealing with some problems with our house. Our landlady is or was an absolute monster. So we had an abundance of problems with them from the get-go. So in our second month, they cut off our internet and turned off our utilities without any. Sorry, I think it was actually in April that this actually happened. So in April, after one of the worst snowstorms of the year, they had just given us the bills for that month, and so we had just gotten them. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll pay these, but we need to. We got to do them at the end of the month. And she didn't like that. So she wanted them right then and there. And I'm like, I've never said that I can do them right then and there. And so, in retaliation to what I said, she shut off everything. So we're sitting there in the minus temperatures. It is cold and it had just snowed. And we had no water or heat or internet. They turned it all off. Then tried to claim that they were disconnected. Even though the bill, which she had sent me, said it was paid. So they lied. Whatever. So the reason this backstory is important is because it's been problems from the get-go. They actually did a house project in the summer where they were going to paint some of the exterior and the fence, and when they did so, they didn't give me any warning, so my vehicles were on the drive pad. They used a sprayer, and said sprayer got paint all over 2 of my vehicles. And so, even though I requested that they deal with this multiple times, they decided not to deal with it. And so, I mean, I never got any compensation or anything. We never had it buffed out, nothing like that. They got the paint on the vehicles, even though they were told I'm not home and nobody can move them. They don't have the keys. And so they did it anyways. The damaged vehicles, and it seemed like, they just kind of did whatever they wanted throughout. Like, she was showing up at the property without any notice, visiting the guy downstairs, who we later found out was the homeowner. Just a lot of problems with that house. So I was stressed. I was not working on my channel pretty much at all. You saw a couple videos come through for Gaming Pickup, but that was about it. And it was just that kind of place. I got just super depressed living there. So we found a place in Calgary, which, I mean, as you may know, I was in a small town called Airdrie. That's a very rich town, by the way. We were there. It was really expensive, and the house sucked. So we decided to, when the lease was up, we were just going to move. So our landlady, when we told her that we were moving, like we were giving her notice, we gave her a month's notice from the end of the tenancy. The assumption here in Alberta is that at the end of a tenancy, you just move, right? So you're not going to be expected to stay anyway. So instead, however, of just saying, okay, well, they're leaving anyways, no, she decided to give us a notice, which she had actually cut the power more than once. On the second time, it was in October. I was actually on my birthday, October 22nd. They cut the power and everything. We actually went and we had to call the health inspector, because here in Alberta, you have to provide a minimum standard of living in an apartment, like in a place that you rent. And they had just, by cutting the power, dropped it below that. So we actually had to call them. And then right after that, they gave us a notice too. But yet they were continuing to take our money. So you make that make sense. So we had given her notice and we were preparing to move, and she decided that, even though we were already leaving, and things are going to be chaos, she wanted to do an inspection the day after Christmas. So she ruined Christmas, essentially, because that made everybody here anxious and stressed, and I was already like, I don't want to deal with this bullshit. I am tired. Christmas was a nightmare. So everybody got something cool. The inspection got done, and there was nothing they could find except for that it was messy. And honestly, you can't evict somebody just because it's messy. You can tell them to clean it up, but also we would just have fired back with, "We're moving. Of course it's messy." So through my private IT stuff and some sales that I made, I was able to come up with most of our actual rent and damage deposit. One of our friends, who will remain nameless but still receives full credit, I've already spoken to them. They were amazing. They helped us make sure we could get into that place. And so then we moved. Now, the real fun happened on the 3rd, when we were preparing to move in. So the 3rd that was a Friday. And it was supposed to be, we move on Friday and try to get settled through the weekend, do the cleaning on Sunday, so on and so forth. Oh boy, we didn't get to start our actual move in till Sunday. 4 out of 5 people didn't show up to help us like we had requested. I had booked 5 different people to give us a hand. My grandfather, who was supposed to help us drive the U-Haul, and he's older, so that's all I expected him to do. My cousin and his friend, who he volunteered. They both volunteered. Well, I asked if they wanted to help, and they both said, yeah, sure. And then my one friend who got sick. Okay, fair. And then my business partner. The only person who showed up was my business partner. Well, that's not fair. The two idiots showed up, and then they decided almost maybe an hour in, after they got their coffee and smokes, everybody got coffee and breakfast, because I don't believe in having somebody help me move and not feeding them. They cost us, they ended up turning the move from a 1-day move into a 3-day move with barely any sleep. We had to basically, me, my friend, which is my business partner, and my fiance had to strongman the move, and we were dying about halfway through, like, because we had been up for like 35 hours with less than an hour of sleep between all of us throughout that time period. Like, it was pretty rough. So the way that it had started is I came in at 7:30 in the morning to collect the truck, collect my help, so on and so forth. And the help, the two people, they were ready to go, and I picked them up. And then I was driving to my grandfather after I'd already spoken to him that morning, and he canceled while I was on the way. Make that make sense. This is your family, and they're supposed to be there for you, and they couldn't even be bothered to show up, and all they had to do was drive the truck. We would have been, me and the guys would have been loading it, and then they would have driven it to site. We would have loaded my truck and then driven it to site as well. Like, it was supposed to be, like, we would have probably been on the road at like 1 p.m., no later. So I went at 7:30, picked up the two guys. My grandfather canceled. My friend got sick. As I said, he gets a pass because I didn't want him getting everyone else sick too. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no, stay home, because I mean, it's just this is gonna be stressful, and it's gonna make it worse. So okay, fine, he gets a pass. My business partner showed up. Awesome. So everybody's there. We got my business partner, my cousin, his friend, and so I mean, like, okay, 3 extra people plus me and my fiance. We can strongman this. We'll do this. Well, I got everybody breakfast. I got the two guys. They asked for a pack of smokes and a coffee each. And I'm like, I mean, that sounds fair. We'll make sure they get fed at dinner time. And maybe grab them a snack at lunch or something. And so instead of sticking around, though, after they got their cigarettes, they left. Both of them. Now, albeit they helped put stuff in the truck for maybe an hour. So the first part of the truck got loaded. The mom's attic compartment of our U-Haul, which is they're a company that rents out like moving equipment, and we rented a 26-foot U-Haul, so we had a big boy. It honestly, it should have been fine. This should have been more than enough for what we had used it for. So we did our move. We got most of it done on that first run. The problem was we didn't get out of our house. We didn't get the first run going until about 7 p.m. We didn't drive over, and then we got to the house, and there was a vehicle parked in front of the house, so we couldn't even put the U-Haul on the lawn so that we could actually park and bring things inside quickly. Yeah, by the time the first night was over, like, we still had to go back to the other house, and we still had to do other things there, like bringing things downstairs and just getting things out of the actual building. And like, honestly, it turned a 1-day event where I would have been cleaning on Saturday and then giving keys back on Sunday. It turned it into like a 70-hour move all by itself. Like, it was just the process of trying to move was about 70 hours, and we were sleeping like pretty much not at all. And like, it was just riddled. The whole move was riddled with problems. So like, the two guys just bailed. I had a reserve mover in my cousin. He was supposed to come help us, but the communication kind of fell apart when, I mean, I did mention I had like 5 people helping me. So I mean, I said, it probably won't need you. So he went to work and everything like it was a normal day. And well, I mean, we couldn't get a hold of him again after the fact, after everybody bailed. So I mean, I can't even blame him, because he didn't plan to be there. Why would he? There's 5 other people already helping. So we tried to get through this as best we could, and we did end up getting our move done, but it took me till like the 9th to finally give the keys back of the other house and make sure that everything was nice and clean and tidy. And that was rough. This was probably the roughest move I've ever had to go through. But shout out to my business partner, because that man stuck around pretty much the entire time. He was there from the start of the move when he was supposed to be. He was there by about 10. And he was supposed to originally just handle the IT stuff. So he loaded up his car with IT stuff for my business, and then he came and started helping with the actual move, because by that point the guys had actually left. So if it wasn't for him and my fiance, I probably would have had a nervous, like a complete and utter nervous breakdown. And I'm not going to pretend I didn't have a small one, because I did. But you know, it goes to show like who your real friends are, right? The people that did show up and did stick around, like, super kudos to you guys. And you know, I made sure that everybody got fed properly throughout the process. And you know, we were able to divide and conquer at the end, where I went back to the old house to clean it and empty the garage and organize things so that you know, I could go back one more time, and then we were done. But in the end, that is how the move went. So following up on the employment thing, so it's a bit roundabout, but we're trying to do it on a timeline. So, you know, we got Christmas over with, everybody got something cool, we got the move over with, it really sucked, and now we're here at the last part, which is what happened with, like, as far as the employment went, the EI, the unemployment insurance. I was able to speak to them directly. I had an agent call me, and I was able to explain kind of what happened, and that it had never happened before, and there had been no incidents like it. They had tried to tell EI that there had been previous conversations about performance, and I never took those conversations as performance conversations. They were actually more about improvement, like just in general improvement. They do conversations with their people every month. They do a monthly review, which is actually really stressful, because, like, you know it's coming, so you're just going to be stressed and anxious the whole fucking time. So that place, I'm almost glad that it's gone, because better things can happen in its place. I can better spend my energy working on something of my own, not building something for something else, because if a company is just going to throw you away at the first sign of inconvenience, they're not the company for you. You don't owe them that either. You don't owe them your sanity or your exhaustion or your life even. You don't owe them that, because in the end of the day, what matters to them is the bottom line. That's it. Nothing else. Don't kid yourself into thinking that anything else matters, because it doesn't. So anyways, that's the update. You know, we got through Christmas, we got through the move, we got into the new house, and here we are doing a video, a follow-up to our previous one, which is amazing, because we have not been able to really focus on doing videos for a while. However, fun thing for work, I have a Skylanders kit that I cannot find. So that's fun. I was able to put together a different kit, because I had a spare one, but it's still really frustrating. Anyways, thanks for checking out the stream space, guys. Thanks for sticking around. And I know there's a couple of you that did end up leaving, and I can't even blame you, because I know my channel hasn't not put out the greatest content for the last little while. It's almost exclusively gaming pickup videos. So we're gonna start this year by doing something a little different. Obviously, we're gonna do these update ones. We are gonna be adding a how-to channel to our channel, and that is going to be like, how do you fix something? Like, how is something on your computer done? What do you need to do to do online gaming or something when you have a certain internet provider? Stuff like that, right? So we're gonna start pumping out that kind of content, and we look forward to presenting it to you. So, you know, expect some cool stuff to happen. All right. So thanks for checking out the stream space. I'm Pydera. You can find me over on YouTube, Pydera Space 74, over on Twitch, Pydera _74. A couple different ways you can support the channel. There is obviously, in the first place, the like, following, subscribing, and commenting. Helps push us up on the algorithm, but also, you know, we love talking with you guys. We absolutely love it. So, you know, fire up. You know, send some messages. I mean, some banter's fine too. I mean, try to be respectful, obviously. In addition to all that, of course, you know, just, you know, stick around, because we're going to be doing some good stuff this year. You can also, of course, there's a couple other ways. So we have our eBay channel, which I'll be actually reviving over the course of the next few days here, which is ebay.ca/retro SV Retro Tech. And basically we sell collectibles, video games, and just easy to ship stuff, so the fees stay pretty low. And it's you'll see some good collectibles on there and stuff that's kind of cool. So if you want that, go check that out, go pick something up. In addition to that, there's of course our partnership with W.GG. That is an energy drink company, and they do canned drinks or the powdered premix. You can also get tumblers, hats, sweaters, and all kinds of cool things. And even better than that, if you use creator code Pydera74, you get a 20% discount, and I get a 10% cut of the order. So you get cool stuff, I get money, which we all win when that happens. When I get money, we all win, because I do cool stuff when I get money. In addition to all of that, of course, is our tipping link. You can also, that's through Streamlabs, and it goes directly to us. If you do that, I will make sure you get a shout out and a say in future content. So thanks for checking it out, guys. I'm Pydera, and I will catch you guys next time. Some upcoming stuff before I do fully sign off is we have a PlayStation Portal 30th Anniversary Edition and a PS Pro video coming, so please watch out for those, because they are going to be very fun for me to make. So we've got the unboxings for both, and we've got the how to set up, and then a bit of a performance review on both. And I gotta say, that Portal is really something, more than I thought it would be. If you got PlayStation Plus Premium too, you can access their cloud library of games and play them pretty much anywhere. No downloads. It's fun. You need good internet, but it's fun. Anyways, thanks for checking it out, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time.